Brandon Martin, J Man's Legit, Eric Lima, Michael Bombardier, Andrew Hawking, William Braun, Uriel Ibarra, the Rant and Rave Podcast Archives.
Hello, wrestling fans. It is time now for the Rant and Rave Podcast. As we talk about wrestling news and other news across America and around the world. And now, here is your host, Brandon Martin and Jordan Little.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live stream video of the Rant and Rave Podcast, episode 6. I mean, my goodness, we're already in the 6 episodes already? Hot dang. Anyway, I'm one of the co-hosts, Brandon Martin, and before I introduce my other co-hosts, today it is my 21st birthday. Thank you. And with that being said, I would like to introduce my other host for that, which is my good friend, Jordan Little.
It's great to be back here. And also, 6 episodes already. Hey, let me tell you something. This all started at the last minute when we were trying to do a reaction video on Hell in a Cell. And then all of a sudden, this is all about the rants and that we were trying to think that was going ahead into the event. And then all of a sudden, when I discovered we could use StreamYard for free, that's why I thought, you know what? These guys with flicks with dicks, they inspired me. And that's why, we use StreamYard. And if we had used StreamYard back then, we would have been a lot less sloppy. But you know what? Hey, you get what you get in life. But in that case, first off, let's start off saying happy birthday to Brandon Martin for 21 years in this planet we call Earth. And also, there's a few things I want to point out right now. A few updates. If you don't mind, Brandon.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Okay, before we get into our topics, I want to let everyone know on the situation that happened on the previous episode. And I'm not talking about the incident from last Wednesday. I'm talking like the one from last Saturday. Now, most of you are wondering like the whole thing with, with one of our guests being, feeling down for some reason, feeling a little pissed off and all that. Well, the problem was that was my bad. I poked fun or at least I was trying to play a joke or something. I was trying to be funny. Even in a smart aleck type of way. But here's the thing. The one thing you do not do is try to bring some negativity on the call or on the show. So with that being said, here's a rule we're going to make up on the fly when it regards to guests. If that kind of thing happens again, we're not going to have have a person like that who does that, like that again, like never again. One time I'm just giving a free pass, but a second time we can't tolerate that. We can't have negativity or any downplaying on the show. I'm sorry. I know I'm not the main person that's running this broadcast right now, but at least I'm, speaking from my heart. And when I say we can't have negativity like that. And another thing there's another update. For those of you who don't know, my father, he's been having problems with the croup. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's like a, thing, regarding like, bark-like coughing, whatever, like, because if you hear in the background of this episode 4, which I'll also reference in just a second on another update, basically what my father discovered yesterday, which I was shocked, my father has pneumonia. Meaning, he's got pneumonia, but don't worry. All he's got to do is just play it cool, play it safe, and everything will be just fine. I don't think it's lethal to him. It's just there. It just happens. Now, his best friend from last Friday, my mom's cousin, he died of somewhat of heart problems, even though people say it might have been caused by pneumonia, but still. At the same time, it's just it must have been heart failure or something, because he did have I think he did have heart problems, and he died in his bathroom, which is, and I know I'm going too far with the details, but hey, you got to say what you got to say in regards to the situation. So therefore, don't worry about my dad. Hopefully he'll be better by the before the end of this month, hopefully to God. And finally, for the third update regarding episode 4, Brandon, do you remember an individual who I ranted on, who I completely owned, who I made my freaking, whore when it comes down to ranting?
Yep, I know that certain individual, well, which I will not name. It is that no good, fluffy piece of crap, backstabbing, you know what.
Wait. Which one are you talking about? I'm not talking about the one from last week. I'm talking about from episode 4.
I know, I'm just saying. I'm not going to mention a certain individual, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, but his name, like in WWE. Okay.
Oh yeah, a certain individual that he backstabbed me for no reason, and
no, not. I'm gonna have to catch you up to speed on episode 4.
Go ahead.
This ain't about episode 5. For those of you who don't know, that's going to be a totally different story for another time. Now, I'm not going to provide any update on that. Now, if I ever do another rant on someone, I'm going to give them an alias. No, I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about Albert Christian Hardy Jr.
Oh, yes. I remember it now. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one who I owned in a way, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I should have known. Hot dang it. It's
okay. And yes, we're live. This stays on Rant and Rave. We're not going to, hypocrite or do anything stupid. It stays on Rant and Rave. And yes, even though he was referring to someone else who I don't blame him, but if I ever rant on that person again, that will be on my terms in a different time. And I'm at peace with myself, so I can, move on with my life completely. Now, as for Mr. ACH, or formerly known as Jordan Miles, guess what happened yesterday, Brandon?
What is it there, Jordan?
That race card pulling piece of crap quit.
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday on Twitter, he announced that he quit effing WWE. As a matter of fact, I distinctly remember word for word. Now, I wish I could play you the video, but apparently I don't have to, because it's also not on his Twitter. It's also on YouTube. Now, basically, what he said was that he quits effing WWE, F that company, and F everything it effing stands for, and also never to call him Jordan Miles again. Don't call him by his slave name, and don't call him by anything else. If you watch the video, it proves without a shadow of a doubt everything I said about him in Rant and Rave podcast episode number 4 is true. He's doing this crap again. So I want you to know that if you want to know more about the situation, especially how I own that wrestler, go watch episode 4 of Rant and Rave podcast with Brandon and Jordan, episode number 4. Watch that episode and the 38-minute and 4-second mark of that video where I start my rant, which is the main event of that episode. And also, it's like one of the best rants I've probably done so far. Now, as far as I'm concerned, for that individual right there, Mr. ACH, go screw yourself. Because I'm telling you, don't let the door hit you on your race card pulling arse on the way out.
Yep.
Because like I said before, I'm not going to tolerate that. And by the way, he did this to himself.
Yep.
There goes his spot in the Hall of Fame one day.
Yep.
And I highly doubt Ring of Honor will ever bring him back.
Oh my, yeah.
After those comments he made. And also, by the way, here's a little advice for you people. Never, ever call someone, regardless of race or gender, an Uncle Tom. Why? Because Jay Lethal isn't an Uncle Tom. He is simply a Jay Lethal.
Yep.
Now, let's go on with the episode. Now that we're already 9 minutes ahead in the episode, well, I've given my updates. Let's get on with our topips. Hold on just one second. It's like Pac-Man. Let's go ahead. Okay, Brandon, what's your first topic?
All right. For the first topic I'd like to talk about is AEW Full Gear from last Saturday. My gosh.
Oh, for the record, Brandon, when that let me add this real quick. When that thing cut off on Bleacher Report, it didn't cut off on other pay-per-views. It must have cut off on Bleacher Report because, you know, some kind of time restraints or something. I have no idea, but still, that's what happened, I guess. So, and I watched what happened the rest of the match too.
Yeah. So are you going to talk about YouTube update? Yeah, Jordan will do that in just a moment.
Yeah, that's actually my first topic, but go ahead, Brandon.
I know. I'm just saying I was getting to that in just a moment. But anyway, going back to my first topic, and we got our guest right there. We'll stand by for just about after we do our 3 topics. The first one we got is the buy-in, the pre-show match. We got Dr. Britt Baker against B. Priestley. And the result for that, hot dang, we got Dr. Britt Baker defeating Priestley, and they gave this grade level a B, a solid B.
Well, it is a pre-show, so I guess that doesn't really surprise me as much. Now, maybe a D or anything else below that would have really caught me off guard. That way, I would have been like, "What?" But not now, not this time.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, and after that, what is it with the Awesome Kong and Brandy Rhodes' fetish of wanting to, you know, take a girl by the back of her head, cut a piece of their hair off, and mount it on her waistline belt? That sounds it looks kind of creepy.
Yeah, I mean, my gosh.
I mean, are you trying to make a new Barbie dolls or something?
Probably for Awesome Kong, in a way, yeah. I mean, my gosh.
Ain't the first time she's tore apart a doll. Just look at her vignettes on WWE back in 2011.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was Karma back then. Oh, and by the way, not the Karma like as in you'd see off My Name is Earl. It's the Karma as in Kharma.
Yeah. Anyway, now we go into the main show on this one. We got the Young Bucks taking on Proud and Powerful of Santana and Ortiz. Result from that, I was kind of shocked about that. Hot dang. Proud and Powerful defeating the Young Bucks gave this grade level a solid A.
Well, it was a great tag match. I mean, no doubt about that. And wait a minute, are you reading this off Bleacher Report?
Yes.
Okay. Like I said,
we're about to do this. Tag team H. Ha.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Continue.
Anyway, like I said, Bleacher Report, I don't like you. I said that last Saturday, and I will say it again. I just don't like you. Nor CBS Sports. Continue.
All right. The next match, we got Hangman Adam Page taking on the Bastard Pac, or what I call it, Adrian Pac, to be exact.
There we go.
Anyway, Hangman Adam Page defeating Adrian Pac, giving us grade level another solid A.
Now, that was a great match in its own right, especially considering it was shocking to actually see Adam Page actually go over on Adrian Pac. I mean, I love that. I mean, especially how even though Page didn't win the AEW World Title, you know, but still, at the end of the day, that's actually impressive. I mean, you can't deny that.
Yeah. All right, the next match we got is Joey Janela taking on the self-proclaimed chairman of AEW, Sean Spears.
Accompanied to the ring by one of the four Horsemen members, Tully Blanchard. Yeah. By the way, you know, that actually is a known fact that Sean Spears is the chairman, because, I mean, like, I think that's actually more fitting for him than being a perfect 10 or anything, or perfect when 99999. Yeah.
Anyway, result for that match, Sean Spears defeating Janela, gave this grade level a C+.
What? A C+?
Yeah.
What retarded are these guys? You gotta be kidding me. It wasn't that bad of a match.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Screw these people in the... No. Let's just move on.
Let's move on from there. Okay. We got the AEW Tag Team Championship match. It's a triple threat tag team match. I'll still count it anyway. Holla, holla.
Tag team match.
All right. We got SCU defending those tag team titles. Not one team, but two teams. Private Party, or should I say Public Party, taking on the Lucha Brothers. And the result for that match, we got SCU defeating the Lucha Brothers and Private Party, or Public Party. Gave this grade level for that match a B-.
What? B what?
B-.
Are you kidding me? B-? That's not right, man. Come on. That was a great triple threat tag.
Yeah, that should have been a better grade, but hot dang Bleacher Report.
I'd give it either. I'd give it a B+, or then again, I don't want to give grade levels. I just want to give out stars.
Yes. Anyway, moving on from there, we got the AEW Women's Championship. Got Rio defending her title against Emi Sakura. Yes, I finally got the name right. Woohoo! All right, and the result for that match, Rio retains the AEW Women's World Championship against Sakura. Gave this grade level a B+.
Oh, so they'll give the B- to the triple threat tag, but they'll give a B+ to the women's match. Yeah. Kind of ironic and very stupid how these, grade levels are.
Yeah. Use stars, guys. Come on, Bleacher Report.
Is it that hard?
It's easy to do, guys. Come on. Hot dang.
And what do we have on the official main event, despite there's an unsanctioned one, main event, but still the one with the world title? Go ahead and say it.
The AEW World Championship online. Chris Jericho defending his title against Cody,
who I still call to this day Cody Rhodes, but still also the stipulation was that if Cody loses, then he will never challenge for the AEW World title ever again. And the result was following this.
Yep, and Jericho defeating Cody via referee stoppage by, it's not a certain somebody, by MJF throwing the towel.
Yeah, and there is reason for that. Because not only did he throw the towel to screw Cody out of the match, I mean, it was obvious that he was going to turn on him anyway. Because seeing this guy, this obnoxious character, I knew deep down he was gonna stab Cody in the back.
All right, and gave this grade level for that. So now be the real main event, an A+.
Oh. That's good. That's probably like 5 stars. Amen to that.
Yep. All right.
Okay, and now the main event of that pay-per-view, and even though it got cut off from around the middle of mid-match, still I will say I watched the rest of it and I was like, what?
Okay.
But yeah.
We got a lights out match, or an unsanctioned match. Jon Moxley taking on Kenny Omega. Oh man, my gosh.
I'm telling you, this was like the most brutal, barbaric type of hardcore environment type of match I have ever seen in my life. If you thought from Fyre Fest was bad, look at this match. It was, my God, it was intense.
Yeah.
I mean, like this brings, it takes, like you thought, if you think Combat Zone Wrestling is hardcore, let me tell you something. This one is probably more hardcore than I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I'll get back to another certain individual later. But for now, the result for that match, Jon Moxley defeating Omega, and gave this grade level for that match, and another A+.
See, They're doing the right thing. I mean, that's like 5 stars in a way too.
Yeah.
And also, would you say this event in its entirety was a complete success?
Yeah, it was.
Yep. I'm thinking, you know what? It's great, to see. This is why you should watch AEW pay-per-views, because you never know what's going to happen. And plus, the matches in and of itself are tremendous. You can't get anything better than that.
Yep, indeed.
What's your take on the event in general?
The event in general, it was actually good. I mean, some matches. One match with Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard and Joey Janela. The ending of that. With the help of Tully Blanchard with that pile driver, I was iffy on that. I can understand with the C plus though.
Oh yeah, but wait a minute. Are you really saying that Tully Blanchard performed a pile driver on Joey?
Yeah, actually, check that. Shawn Spears had the pile driver, and then with the kind of the assist though by Tully Blanchard.
Oh, the assist. Oh, if Tully Blanchard, I don't think he could have lifted that young guy.
He'll be out of his hot dang mind for that. My God.
Break his back.
Yes, exactly.
But still, at the end of the day, the event as a whole.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good overall.
What would you give it? From 1 to 10 stars, what would you give this?
I thought I would give it. I'm not going to be a 10 out of 10. No. I'm actually going to give it, a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Because only particularly, there was some, there was only one error, and that was, the whole match between Shawn Spears and Joey Janela. Now, if it had been only like a fair fight, it would have been given a 10, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And that would be my first topic.
Okay. Now, I want to get this out off my chest, because there's one thing I can't stand. It's the freaking terms of service of mother freaking YouTube. Yes, and I know we are broadcasting live right here from StreamYard onto YouTube, but the thing was, this is what I've been hearing. So basically, these new terms of service is essentially telling those, like, for those who make profit off of YouTube, better, like, they're saying like what, PG their product, or you might get banned or something, and then that goes the same for trolls using emojis too many times. Come on, dude. Do we really have to go this route? Do you guys really have to keep making these rules and keep acting like a dictator? I've actually, if you thought the last time I tried to rant on somebody was a dictator, no. This whole entire thing that's owned by Google, Mr. YouTube itself, it's like the ultimate dictatorship, because how can anybody follow the rules? Let's take a look back here, shall we? Okay. Super Mario Logan, who's been around for a long time making plush videos, okay, like Mario videos, and he has been doing a tremendous job, well done, good job, and he's having basically almost hot dang all of his videos demonetized because most of his content doesn't seem to be kid friendly. But then again, that's the point. It's supposed to be adult, type of content, like to be that funny. It's like Adult Swim, after Cartoon Network, that kind of hour. And then there's other, adult related contents like, Bob's Burgers, or The Simpsons, Family Guy, even, King of the Hill, like adult rated type of, mature comedy. Okay. That's what Super Mario Logan's all about. And yet they keep demonetizing his stuff. And yet even when he tried to tell them about these issues, sometimes they never answered him back. And it's kind of a travesty how all these rules keep popping up one after another. And now, based off what I'm hearing also, then there's the problem with McJuggernuggets, a.k.a. Psycho Family, Psycho Kid, Psycho Dad, you name it. I'm sure you've heard of this guy, Brandon.
Oh, yes, I have.
Jesse Ridgway. He can't get anywhere in YouTube without being demonetized or being, told or having one of his videos, taken off or demonetized by YouTube itself. So and you want to know the tragic thing is, you remember that storyline he did, with Isaac, what was that guy's name? Like Isaac Calder, that character, from the, before the, My Virtual Reality series he made, which is very good, by the way. Yeah, he had this character when he was trying to do a suicide attempt in the bathtub, which was, thing is, it was not real. It was just, for drama. It was for entertainment purposes, which is exactly what we're supposed to be on this on this platform. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. I mean,
so and here's the problem. They keep censoring his content. They keep taking down videos, and they're demonetizing him, and it's driving Jesse to the point where he's actually going to leave YouTube come 2020. I'm not kidding you. And I don't blame him. Because if he can't make money off of YouTube with all of his content that he has that's actually pretty freaking awesome, what's the freaking point?
Yeah, I mean, my gosh. And with their YouTube crap, I mean, my God. I'm those smaller YouTubers though, going back to that, if I remember off the top of my head, though, not with that topic itself, but another topic I'm going to talk about, it was just the same as yours, but I will talk about my topic in just a moment.
Okay.
But with their smaller YouTubers, though, in which you could get as many subscribers as you want and watch time. However, though, and hey, Jay, how's it going? Anyway, but their YouTube and all that. I mean, now with that Logan Paul incident that happened, showing a dead body in Japan. I mean, seriously, you don't do that. I mean, you don't do that crap. And he got his rear end.
It's Brand's birthday.
Yes, he got his rear end kicked out of Japan. But he got suspended on that being paid by YouTube and all that.
But he's still there.
And he's still there, yes. And the thing is, and now you have to get 40 watch time hours, which is easy to do, by the way, and get 1,000 subscribers in order to get paid on YouTube.
Boy, I'm telling you. That Logan Paul guy, he's lucky that I don't find him and beat the freaking crap out of him. I mean, there are certain lines you do not cross. You do not show a dead body on a freaking video and laugh about it and thinking like, if you're trying to make light of the situation, this ain't the time or the place, you idiot. And now I have to wake up and see all this garbage go on, thinking about that's real nice, Jay Houston. He said that to you. Happy birthday, dear friend.
Thank you, Jay.
I'm just saying, guys, what is up with YouTube? Can you at least just stop with these new terms and all that? If you want to ban someone, ban effing Logan Paul for God's sake. But instead, we can't ban him. He's profitable. What? And another thing, if YouTube doesn't have any balls, which I highly doubt, if they don't have the balls to at least have some common decency, not common sense or common logic, common decency. That's what this is all about, common decency, which I'll also explain in my third topic of my other rant. But the bottom line is there are rights and there are wrongs, and YouTube's definitely in the wrong keeping Logan Paul, especially making these new hot dang terms, which are completely ridiculous. So So with that being said, YouTube, you're going to lose a lot of people and you're going to lose a lot of cash. I know that YouTube might not die, just like WWE will never die, like in the next, 20 years. But then again, who knows? Maybe you might go bankrupt, or maybe you might be held in another hostage situation like you did last time because you pissed the wrong person off. Who knows? But at the end of the day, oh my God, Jay. How do you not? Oh, you know what? Type his name in. Google it. You'll know who he is.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, I just can't stand these new terms, especially that'll be coming on December 10th. So for that, I'm not worried about it because if I ever get 1,000 subscribers or anything else, I don't want to get paid by YouTube, nor do I want its money because I'm already, see, I have, where I get my money from, and I'm well cared for. So I don't need YouTube's money. And I don't need anything, need to be paid for anything because if anybody pays me, I'm rather going to donate that money to charity or something. That's basically what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to be selfish about it like some other people in the world. That's a shoot for you right there. But anyway, at the end of the day, yeah, YouTube, just stop with these rules. That's all I got to say. And that's my first topic.
All right. Well, as we go into the second topic I would like to talk about.
And we're already 30 minutes into the show.
Yep, exactly. This will be WWE NXT.
Hey, Houston, asking who the hell is Logan Paul. I'm telling you, who doesn't know who that oh, man.
Anyway, well, let's move on from there. As we go into the second topic of mine at WWE NXT, first match we got is the NXT Cruiserweight Championship on the line. We got Lio Rush, or a certain individual call it Lio Rush.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. What?
There was a school shooting this morning in California.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It says there was 4 injured, 1 dead. The suspect's in custody.
Oh my God. For those of you watching, I want to have some late breaking news. Something just came up with a school shooting that just happened sometime in California this morning. Apparently, based off what I'm being told by my mom, that there were four were injured and one of them are dead. I mean, the shooters in custody and all that, but at the end of the day, this happened earlier. So, let's just for this time being, let's I want you all to know that I want to give my heartfelt condolences to the victims who are from the shooter and all that, and I just want everyone to know that for the person who did die from the shooting, yeah, let's just I'm going to take a moment in silence for just a few seconds, okay? Thanks. All right. I'm sorry. I just had my mom just told me this of what happened, and we gotta. I mean, it's better to us to pay tribute.
Yes, for sure. Yep.
All right. Let's try and get back in the spirits.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah. First match we got is the NXT Cruiserweight Championship on the line. We got Lio Rush, or Lio Rush, that certain individual would say. Hot dang it. Taking on Angel Garza, and which Rush defeating Garza by pinfall to retain the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, gave this great level to start off an A-.
Oh man, I thought it was gonna be an A, but hot dang those people. By the way, yeah, I know, Jay, but still, the thing is, it lies down to one thing.
Yes.
Personal complications,
Yep.
mentally.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, the next match, we got Aaliyah with Vanessa Bourne taking on Zaya Lee. Now, and the result for that, Lee defeating Aaliyah by pinfall, gave this grade level. Oh my goodness!
Oh no.
I'm not trying to be funny in a way. Solid C.
Oh, solid C. Come on. That's so retarded. Why?
Oh my gosh.
F those people at Bleach Report. God.
Anyway, let's continue from there.
Hello there, General Nuisance. General Nuisance. Nuisance!
Yes. We got Roderick Strong taking on Keith Lee, in which Lee defeating Strong by pinfall gave this grade level for that match a B+.
Wow. Was it a tag match?
No, it was only a. Oh, hey, Dante.
Nothing much, General. We're just simply doing the show and also paying tribute to the victims. What happened earlier in this morning in California, and also, but this was like, wait, what kind of match was this? Because I wasn't paying that too much of attention.
It was only a single match.
A singles match, okay.
All right, we'll move on from there. We got the next one. We got Isaiah Swerve Scott, or my good friend as usual, Shane Swerve Strickland. Yes. Back in the indie days. Taking on Bronson Reed, and which Scott defeating Reed by pinfall gave this grade level for that match a solid B.
Okay. B as in they're still doing better in a way, but it's not going to add up when we get to the AEW Dynamite results.
Yeah, anyway. Then it's kind of like a little segment and like match itself. Damian Priest makes a statement by ruining Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane.
Okay.
Gave this grade level like a segment / match B+.
Match and segment a B+ too?
Yeah.
Oh,
at the same time, though.
I wonder what CBS Sports did, but then again, we're not going to go that route because last time we did that, all hell broke loose.
Yes. Anyway. Well, time for the main event.
Oh, boy.
We got Io Shirai taking on Mia Yim.
Oh, and a ladder match to determine whose team will, have an advantage in the War Games match in the women's version.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I heard the match was long. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was good in a way. But I want to hear this.
All right. Shirai defeated Yim by retrieving the briefcase for an advantage inside War Games. Gave this grade level a solid A.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be an A, but I was thinking like A+. I know it. Come on. And then you say that, and I'm like, F them. Bunch of pieces of gobshite. Anyway.
And that would be my second topic.
All right. Now, here's another topic of mine I've been wanting to discuss lately. This happened recently this week. Apparently, now, in case if you don't know anything more about backstage within WWE, excuse me, apparently there was an issue that arose regarding the roid-raging retard himself, Bork Laser, and the chairman of Rectal Pain, Mr. Vince McMahon himself. Apparently, there is a discussion going on that what's going to happen at Survivor Series. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but what I do know is that this is what might happen. Basically, oh yeah, that's good. At least he's good at analysis. Anyway, also, as far as what happened back there was concerned, Here's what happened. There was talk backstage between Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar regarding the outcome and the finish to the match between Brock and Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, for the WWE Championship. And guess what happened? What I heard was that Brock Lesnar was pissed off and I think he tried to attack Vince or something. Like as in, or at least try or had a verbal argument to a point where it got way out of hand, and all of a sudden it's all because Brock doesn't want to lose the title to Mysterio. And I'm like, are you freaking stupid? Are you serious? You didn't mind losing the title to Rollins, but you have a problem with losing the title to Mysterio? Okay, you don't have a problem with winning the title from Kofi in under 9 seconds, but you have a problem with losing to Mysterio at Survivor Series? Are you this freaking horrible that you don't want to give someone a hot dang break? And another thing for you, let me remind you of something. If I remember correctly, Brock Lesnar does not, let me repeat this, does not have creative control. Vince McMahon makes the final call. And for the record, here's another thing for you. If Vince McMahon's gonna do something, he's gonna do it. And if he's gonna do what he did to Bret Hart in '97, just like he'll do with Brock, if that's the case, oh man, it will not be a pleasant day for Mr. Roid Raging Retard himself. So with that being the case, I hope Brock loses that title, but then again, we don't know if he's going to appear on a monthly basis. And also, speaking of that, I'll take that off topic in just a minute. But getting back to this on hand, let me tell you something, Brock. I don't like you, but here's the thing: McMahon is Mr. WWE. Oh, you know what? True words can have been spoken. You're right, Jack. Yeah. This person is bad loser. Oh man, if I heard the conversation, I bet Brock threw the biggest hissy, crying fit, being a hot dang butt hurt man child. I'm telling you. At the same time, I'm telling you, when Vince McMahon goes with something, he's going to go along with it. I mean, you're not going to stop him. I'm sorry, you're not. And if he's going to put the title back on Mysterio like he did in 2006 and 2011, he'll do it. He won't hesitate. And if he wanted Zach Gallen to come back, if he wants to put the Universal title on him, he'll do that. If he wants to, I don't know, and I know this is probably hypothetical, very, theoretical, mind you, or maybe just, somewhere in between. But if he wanted to have me as the Universal Champion, he's going to do it if the money's right, of course, and if I have to donate all of it to charity. But getting back to this, yeah, like I said, don't try to argue with Vince McMahon. I mean, in a way. Now, if he's not trying to do the booking as much as he is still doing now for some reason until XFL is launched, yeah, better get used to his, his word and his final say. Because Brock, let me tell you, you're going to wind up just like Jordan Miles. Yes, and I said Jordan Miles. Jordan Miles, not a slave name, a character name. Get over it. And by the way, here's another thing for you. Don't do anything stupid, Brock. Or then again, it might be too soon, too late. That's my second topic. I'm telling you, this is not, I don't like his chances in the Survivor Series at all whatsoever. Yeah. Oh, by the way, off topic here for you. Yes, I did see CM Punk on WWE Backstage. And let me tell you, like I said, John, be great matchup. Which one are you referring to? I mean, if it was John Moxley, I was like, sweet, that'd be good. John Moxley versus Mr. McMahon. If McMahon didn't look like he's about to, break like a twig. But also, but yeah, as for CM Punk, it's like I said, better to see to believe instead of talking about it. Like I said, and CM Punk appearing in WWE Backstage, that's more proof for me that he's back in WWE. For the record, you better return as a wrestler because you're more profitable that way. And don't worry, they'll try and take care of you this time because Dr. Chris Ammon, he's fired, so you don't have to worry about that douchebag. So anyway, Brandon, go ahead with your third and final topic.
My third and final topic I talked about for AEW Dynamite last night.
I loved that show last night. I love all of its show. Like this is, I love this. Survivor Series in Chicago. Oh my God, Jay, dude! If I could find you, I'd hug you. Really, I would, because I forgot that it was in Chicago. I mean, imagine if CM Punk's back on Survivor Series and they're continuing all the rest of the night chanting that. You realize that could motivate Punk to come back, you know.
Yeah. All right. Going into the first opening matchup, Jon Moxley taking on Michael Nakazawa.
Well, he didn't last long as I thought he did, but
In which Moxley defeating Nakazawa gave this grade level a solid A.
wow, a short contest like that? Hot dang. I wouldn't call it like an A. To call that would sound too derogatory. I would say like I'd give that match maybe a 2 stars, I believe, because it was too short. What a pun. Too short. I give it a 2.
Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, next match, we got a tag team match. Play. All right. We got
wait. Before I get into that, you know the promo he did after that? We'll keep that in mind later on another result. It's coming soon. Continue.
We got Jurassic Express taking on the Dark Order. Yes, the Dark Order.
It was a good tag match.
Express gave this grade level a C+.
What? A C+?
Yes.
What? Retards. Well, the funny thing is that I kind of gave that match maybe, I would think like maybe a 3.5, but still, I mean, like, God, heartless people, you.
Anyway, move on from that. We got the next match, a 3-way match. We have Darby Allin taking on the Librarian Peter Avalon and Sean versus Shawn Spears.
And we all know who won that match.
Yep. Darby Allin, Avalon, and Spears gave this grade level yet again a C+.
Another C+?
Yes.
This is too biased for NXT. I'm going to say that right now. That's not fair. I'm not kidding.
It's not.
And by the way, just so we're clear, Shawn Spears never got pinned because Joey Janela came out of nowhere and started beating up, Spears, out of the, like outside the ring. And yeah, that's why, Spears was never involved in the outcome. But however, Darby Allin said something interesting after it is not fair. I'm like but yeah, back to Darby Allin. Now, as for Jon Moxley said that there was no man alive that could probably, want to challenge him or take him on like after his match in the beginning of the night. Guess what Darby Allin said? I accept. And I'm like, oh boy, man, next week's episode is going to be freaking hardcore like never before. Mm-hmm. They better make that false count anywhere or hardcore or no disqualification. I don't care. Make it. I don't care. Just do it. Just do it.
Yes. All right. Next match, we got the Native Beast, Nyla Rose, taking on Danny Jordan. Hey there, Jesse Lee. How's it going?
Wait, Jason Crow.
That's my good friend from my good friend in another town, Jesse Lee. Anyway, result for that match, Rose defeating Jordan, gave this grade level a solid A.
A solid A for a squash match?
Yeah.
Okay. Move on.
And the segment we got is Chris Jericho Speaks.
Oh my god. No. Wait. Wasn't there another segment in one where stupid. Anyway, wasn't there another segment where they had Allie with Tony Schiavone, or was this after, or was this before? Like after Chris Jericho Speaks, was it like later on?
Probably later on, I would say.
I thought it was before, but okay. Anyway, talk about Chris Jericho Speaks, mind you.
Oh man, the ending for that. I mean, with MJF and Chris Jericho. I mean, my gosh, they talked at the same time though, saying the Jack, you know what, is Cody Rhodes. I mean, my gosh.
You mean a jackass?
Yes, that's what I said. That's what I meant.
You can actually say that because there's another term for donkey.
I know. Yeah, my gosh. Giving him a good old big message to Cody and all that. I mean, I'll remind you in just a moment there, Mom. Anyway, I'll continue from there. Anyway.
Live. Anything can happen on live.
Yes, exactly.
Continue.
Yes, I mean, with MJF, though, I mean, getting a bit, going into, with the rivalry with his former best friend, Cody. I mean, my gosh. It's about to go down. But for overall, the segment, for this segment, solid A.
Another solid A for a segment. And it's not even a match.
Yeah, exactly.
I find it very kind of odd. They want to keep ranking, they want to keep ranking the segments better than the matches. I mean, like, really? I get the segments are good, but come on. Doc, think about the athleticism.
Yes. All right, anyway, continue from there. We got Hangman Adam Page taking on the Bastard Pac, or also known as Adrian Pac.
And you know something, I actually call this like match of the night for that show, because let me tell you something, it was great seeing those two in a rubber match, but I hope they keep facing each other. I mean, I like to see this rivalry along with Cody and MJF go at it too.
Okay.
It's got potential, real potential.
Pac defeating Page gave this grade level a B+.
B+? No. I would have given this. Oh no, I would have given this like if I was like those retards up at Bleacher Report, I would have given this a solid A or an A+. I'd give this match like a 4.5 star rating out of 5.
Yeah.
Freaking. Makes me want to bite them.
Yes. Anyway. The next one, it's like they're another segment this time. It's Santana and Ortiz demolished the Young Bucks.
Ooh, oh my God, that was, man.
And
you think demolishing the, an old tag team like the Rock and Roll Express was bad? This was probably worse.
Yeah. Oh man. And yet again, Bleacher Report gave this grade another solid A.
Another solid A for, brawls and segments. What are these guys? I get it. These moments are very memorable to watch because most of these moments may happen, may never happen again in a lifetime, but yet they're repeated constantly. But still, at the end of the day, what is with these A's?
Retards.
Oh.
Anyway.
So many problems.
There. My gosh. We got the AEW Tag Team Championship on the line. We got SCU defending the titles against two members of Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, the current AEW World Champion, and Sammy Guevara.
Holla, play. It was a tag team main event.
All right. And SCU defeating Jericho and Guevara gave this grade level, oh my gosh, solid B.
Screw you, Bleacher Report! It wasn't that bad of a match. Lie. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I thought like, what is that? What is that fuzzing? Okay.
Whew.
And the Wonder Twins are laughing.
Yes.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
My misfortune is great for anyone's, entertainment and amusement.
Yes. And that will be my third and final topic. And Jordan, it's time.
Oh boy.
And it's time for the main event.
Okay, folks. Time for another rant. And this time, this person will have an alias, only this is a different person altogether, not the one from last week that I tried to rant on. Now, I'm going to tell a lovely story. You're probably wondering about this individual. Why do I dislike this person so much? Well, it all started when I first met this individual, who will be known as Mr. Smith. And don't even try and guess his name. Let's just say, if you want to know who he is, contact me personally on Discord or something. But at the end of the day, his real name will not be mentioned. But I will say that this kid is a minor. Don't know how old, but let me tell you, not old enough to be mature enough to handle things on the internet. Now, Mr. Smith, I first met this kid when I was playing a game with another individual who I will not, bring up whose name in order to protect the innocent. But I will reveal that it was a pressure luck game, okay? Now, basically, when I first met this kid, this is what happened. Now, apparently, when we were on this call for Discord to do this, he invited someone from the same server, and for some reason, which this person already told the host and the leader of that server that he declined to play Pressure Luck. However, Mr. Smith, he already invited this person even after he asked him, but still said no. And yet I thought, like, okay, this is random. So we go ahead and start the video. I told the host that you can play, in your own way. I mean, we need 3 people. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can host and play at the same time. Now, this is what happened. You ready for this? This is what happened. Somewhere around mid-game, while on the first round, guess what Mr. Smith does? He freaking leaves during mid-game and leaves us hanging with only just 2 players and only his turn being there only. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So, being the person that I am, I took Mr. Smith's turns. And then the person who ran the game had to make Mr. Smith's human player mode into a CPU. And when I was talking to one of my friends about this, guess what happened? Now, for all intents and purposes, this is what happened. Now, when I looked at a podcast, which is derived in 5 parts, and I bet you probably know who I'm talking about. It had a few others. Let me see here. It had hold on. Yeah. Not just counting the host. I mean, counting the host as well, it was 6 people on the call. It was a podcast, and it was derived in 5 parts because it was said that you couldn't do a video longer than 15 minutes, which I think is full of crap. But because, I mean, you could still go longer than that, because basically what I did with my videos, remember Russell Converse Mania? I could go up, and I could go up to an hour, but I can't go over 2 hours, which is kind of stupid. However, this freaking kid, basically in the podcast, he introduces himself, and he sounds, you know what he sounds like? He sounds like a very premature kid. I'm not kidding you. He sounds like one of those kids who really does not know the meaning behind common decency or minding your manners properly. You get what I'm saying here, Brandon? I think you know where I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to this podcast, and this hot dang kid, he kept interrupting one of the people on the call of one of their topics, like saying, hey guys, hello, I got something to say, hello, over here. I'm like, kid, shut the F up. I mean, Brandon, you could agree with me. You heard this and saw this yourself. And yes, we're in the 1 hour mark, but still at the end of the day, continuing on back to Mr. Smith. I was thinking like this freaking kid, he basically ruined this guy's podcast. And even a certain someone who's been waiting for me to rant about this kid for quite some time. But I needed more material. I needed more proof of this little kid being somewhat of a bane. So guess what I did? I found his YouTube account. Now, Brandon, you were right here, right in front of me, while on a Discord call, and you know what? You don't have nothing to hide. I mean, you were with me. You can witness to this.
Yep.
Now, basically, what I did was I was on my phone. I played a video regarding, Mr. Smith and his quote unquote Q&A. Okay, and this is what happened. This video was so long; it was like 32 minutes and 31 seconds. I remember, and this live stream he did. It was so terrible. It was so horrendous. It's like as if this kid is so freaking stupid. Do you not know how to perform a Q&A right? And get this, Brandon. He was also using this on Google Plus, I believe, Google Play, and this was like, it was like the same month when he was on that podcast that was derived in 5 parts. Okay. And not only did he kept repeating himself, like, we have a question. I'm like, where is it coming from? And then there's more to it. He also kept saying, I'm going to add him as a moderator, and guess what, Brand? How many times did he say that again?
Oh, gosh. Well, like probably, I would say, to be honest, at least 6 times, to be honest.
No. Well, I wish that was the case. It was 4 times.
Okay, well, I was
we kept count of that, if I recall. And let me tell you something. If you're going to make a certain person a moderator, then go ahead and make him a moderator.
Plain and simple. What crap?
Quit repeating yourself.
Same thing. We got a question. Oh, man, that absolutely pisses me off right there.
It's like a broken record, only it's not funny.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there was a certain question he answered from another specific individual who I will not name, but I will say this. I will go ahead and go with question number 2, and then I'll use question number 1. You ready for this, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, this is where I caught this kid's hand in a cookie jar. The second question was like, are you mad from the person he was answering a question to? Oh, by the way, did you know he skipped a question or 2 during this video?
Yeah.
Kind of rude much.
Yes.
But anyway, now that I can get back on topic with this, of what the second question was. This person asked, are you mad because I called you an annoying brat? And he goes, yeah, why did you call me annoying brat? Why did you call me that? And I'm like, that was well deserved. Because for someone, I mean, it is annoying. Because I mean, to say that sounds a little bit too, down, but regardless, he's acting like a brat. He doesn't let anybody, he was talking over everybody in a podcast, and he was acting like a complete douchebag. And this kid's like maybe, 10, 11, 12? And I'm like, I'd put this kid over my knee, and I'd give him the belt. That's what I'd give him.
Yep.
I mean, he practically deserves it with his attitude. Oh, and but that's the end of the second question. And you want to know, I think, how it led to the first question of this question being asked of what happens next. Brandon, you were there. You heard this. And everything I say, you can back me up on this.
Yeah.
This person asked Mr. Smith, did you hack into my second stream? And what does Mr. Smith reply? He says, yeah, I did hack in your second stream. Wait, what?
Gosh.
Let me repeat that. He said, yeah, I did hack into your second stream. He admitted that he hacked into another person's live stream. This kid. This kid is a freaking idiot. What? It's like as if he confessed to committing murder. I'm telling you, how stupid is this kid doing that?
Yeah.
For someone who wants to cover his own tracks, I'm telling you, that is like, by God, one of the worst confessions I have ever heard.
Oh my God.
And you were there, Brandon. You were there. You were right in front of me, and you heard this. Did he or did he not say that?
He actually did, yes.
I'm telling you, this is like, I'm like, kid, dude, you should have stopped right there. I mean, like, where are your parents? I mean, you better tell them, like, well, you know what? I effed up. I hacked another person's stream when I shouldn't have, and I need you to take away my internet privileges because I'm incapable of knowing how to handle things online. So probably give it to me until I'm 30. Sorry. And then but then again, that ain't going to happen because he's not open-minded or honest with his parents, I believe. And to be honest, no, I'm not blaming the parents for this. It's the person that you are that counts. Yes, it all depends on how you raise your children. But at the same time, the parents are not always to blame for this. Okay? Now, while I was on a call with somebody talking about this little monster. Yeah, I know, I did tell you, but I'm telling the people online that don't know. Now, I was on a call with somebody, and out of respect, I'm not going to mention any names, but what I will say, this is what I discovered. I went to Mr. Smith's account just to pay a lovely visit to him. A lovely visit. What did I see? It said, on this person's link to this person's account, said, this account has been terminated for violating Google's terms of service. What? This account has been terminated for violating Google's terms of service. I'm telling you, for Google, for being as slow-minded as it is, on YouTube, are you serious? Now you figure out that this kid's a problem, and it's obvious somebody reported him. I'm like, and when I told, I don't mind if I say this. When I told Andrew this, he was shocked and he was laughing too. And I told you this, you were shocked and laughing too. I mean, you know what? Let me tell you something. This was all hilarious, mind you. Everyone that we know that personally didn't like this kid's attitude. I mean, like, seriously, bro, this was actually justifiable, in my view, for him to get, terminated like this. Because how can you trust someone who hacks into your stream? How? Anyway, this dog knocked off something. Hold on. There we go. Anyway, at the end of the day, this stupid remote. Back to what I'm trying to get at here. But then something else popped up. He freaking made a new YouTube account. And I'm not going to say what his old account name was or his new one's called now, but I will say, Mr. Smith, I don't know what to think of you, honestly. I cannot trust you, nor do I want to try and know why you're doing what you're doing, especially with the ridiculous, the nonsensical stuff you're doing. Because there's a few things you do not do, okay? I think, Brandon, in a way, is it like against the law to hack into someone else's live stream and all that?
Yeah, it is against the law to do that.
See?
Yeah.
Kid, they could find you for this. And not only that, for you confessing to this, if you like pull this off in court, they would throw you in the hot dang slammer. They could take you to juvenile hall until you're 18. No internet service, no nothing. But at the end of the day, if this kid keeps making more trouble, I might have another rant on him. But at the end of the day, I'm like shocked to believe how someone could admit that they hacked into another person's live stream. But still, for those of you who want to know who I'm talking about, just contact me personally. Okay? Just simple as that. Because I'm not going to reveal this kid's name. Only the fact that, better for alias rather than the full name because of slander, as it were. Because one, this is internet drama, and two, it's freaking daily drama stuff that happens on a daily basis. Besides, a judge nor a lawyer would take this kind of thing seriously. Plus, thing is, Mr. Smith here, he's effed. Okay, if he's ever caught again doing this. But I'm done. What's your take on this kid, Mr. Smith?
Oh my gosh. And one of the users, the other user is right. You are an annoying brat. And another thing with that is, you keep on repeating yourself over and over and over again.
Oh, wait, I just forgot. Remember from the podcast? Remember when he was trying to do a topic on a certain game, like a game show video game for the N64?
Yeah.
He was on that topic. But then he freaking switched it to another different N64 game show game altogether. Remember that?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, dude, stick with your topic if you're on a certain topic. How stupid are you not to know that? If you are on a topic, you stick with it. You don't just change it randomly like that. But anyway, your take on the kid. I'm sorry to interrupt. I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's okay, Jordan. But yeah, honestly, you're an annoying brat. And another thing with that, you keep interrupting people like, hey, guys, I'm right here. I'm like, that absolutely takes the cake right there, honestly. And plus with that, you repeat yourself like, we got a question.
Oh, and I want to make a moderator. I want to make a moderator.
Right. Oh, that absolutely, both of these things pisses me off right there. And the thing about it is, oh my gosh. That's why your YouTube channel got your butt terminated for that. And another thing with that, he is back on YouTube now.
Because of a certain individual who had this problem, I think, and then there was a little bit of apology and all that, blah, blah, blah. But still, at the end of the day, randomness.
Yes. You gotta learn from what you ain't gonna learn from your lesson at all. No, you're not. You are gonna. I hope that other channel gets terminated again.
Yeah. Or better yet, if you somehow grow a pair of balls one day and man up and learn from the mistakes you've made, and then somehow finally learn that you cannot do things like you admitted to and never do that thing again. Yeah. Just please just knock it off. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's very too complicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Another thing is, grow up, man. Yeah, just grow up.
2 words and 2 words, 7 letters. Grow up, or 6 letters. I mean.
Yes. Yeah.
Well. Then again, if you add the just 6. I'm sorry.
That's
My botch mania. But anyway, at the same time, yeah, I'm done. But what do you think? What did you think? Did I get every point across?
Yeah, you did though, Jordan.
All right. Now, okay, guys, the moment we've all been waiting for. now that we're already in 1 hour and 14 minutes into this live stream, it's time that we have a special guest to join us right about now.
Now, here we go. Let's add to the stream. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce a special guest here on the podcast. It is none other than the Aaron Wild. Aaron, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Doing good, man. So let me get this straight. If we're gonna call you the Aaron Wild, does that mean we're gonna have to have the Brian Kendrick for our next episode?
Yeah, I suppose you could follow up with him. I mean, you know, he's not going to be nearly as well-spoken as I am. I don't know if you ever heard him talk.
Well, I've never.
Oh.
Well, I bet you got yourself a voice on you, don't you?
I might. Maybe a little bit.
Hey, I don't mind if you shoot on here, brother. Just saying.
Fantastic. I've dropped a lot of my filters as of late. Protecting my brand has been a little too PG for me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, those in the live chat, if you want to ask questions like to this guy, feel free to do so. I'll try and reply your questions over to him, and maybe Brandon can do the same thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, how far are you willing to go with this? An hour or something?
However long you guys want to talk. I'm a chatty guy.
Oh, a chatty guy. Well, mostly we're gonna try and make this the longest episode we can, but still, seeing as though I got some other priorities around 3 o'clock, we'll try and make this get around to the 2 hour mark and all that too. So yeah,
sounds good to me.
Brandon, why don't you go ahead and ask the Aaron Wild a question?
All right. Well, I mean, I got a question for that. And how do you came up with that nickname, the Aaron Wild?
So back in the early part of 2000, I went and I started training to be a professional wrestler in the Pacific Northwest. And after terrible gimmick and things that just weren't me, Aaron Wild was born. And that was essentially me with the volume cranked up, where I got to be crude and goofy and kind of mean sometimes, and I loved every second of it. And so Aaron Wild has actually stuck with me ever since, hanging up my boots for the last time. I've gone in and DJing and kind of lived my 20s relatively wild and crazy, and it always just kind of stayed with me. So when I started Reactivate Professional Wrestling here last year, I decided that I was going to live the gimmick and GM and just have fun with it.
So before your retirement, how many years did you wrestle?
5. I would say 5. I would say 4 full-time, and then 1 where it was just a handful, sporadic, in and out matches. I had taken on a new job. I moved back to the Tri-Cities here in Washington, and I had taken a new job that I really enjoyed and was having a good time with, and everything else kind of took a back seat.
All right. I'll go ahead and ask another one if you don't mind, Brandon.
Yeah, go ahead.
By the way, seeing as though you are a promoter and a booker in a way, am I correct?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. What's your take on the current, product regarding, WWE television as of late? Because to me, it is becoming so substandard and so, piss poor writing. It's getting to a point where it's not really going to mount much to the writing of AEW to me. Because, I mean, what's your take on it?
Well, I think everybody has their flavor. I mean, I feel like I saw a meme the other day that really kind of summed it up. Was you had your Gen X, which is kind of what I sit in, where your WWE is this and that and great. You had your younger generation where AEW is the deal, and then you had the old folks home where the NWA is the best of the best. I'm big on all of them, but you're right. The WWE, there's a lot of things that I personally would do differently. Even just from a creative standpoint. And I know everybody feels that way. Like everybody looks at it and says, "Oh, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that." And we've kind of got there's kind of a saying going around, and I used it earlier yesterday, speaking about the CM Punk situation in particular, is no one hates professional wrestling more than professional wrestling fans. You will never, ever make them happy, because if one person loves what you're doing, another person's going to hate it, and it's almost going to be a 50-50 run. You don't get your big, everyone loved Austin, everyone loved The Rock, everyone loved, really in the beginning, everyone loved John Cena. They eventually, professional wrestling fans turn on them. So it's a fine line, and it's a hard spot to run. But there's a lot of storylines I would ditch, and there's a lot of guys they don't use that I would use. And I've said before, I have a very unpopular opinion about WWE, and that is that I would kill the brands. And I think we're kind of seeing that with Fox telling to the WWE, like, we want the best of the best on SmackDown, and so Raw is going to take a back seat. But I would kill the brands, reduce the roster, and I'd eliminate some of the titles. Quite frankly, I've said this before, and this is the one that pisses people off the most, is a World Heavyweight Championship and an Intercontinental Championship are the same thing, just different wording. It's an unnecessary belt that's as old as I am, and I love the Intercontinental title, but in this day and age, it's irrelevant. So you need to kind of cut everything down, and I think the 3-hour shows are too much. We need to go back to 2-hour shows, because I've been watching a lot of the NWA. I watch mostly AEW Dark because of the hour-long instead of the 2-hour or 3-hour, or however long Dynamite's running these days. 2 hours, yeah. I've reduced a lot of that because of what I'm doing, and the attention span that fans have now. Everyone's on their phones, everyone's got their tablets, their laptops, they're streaming, they're doing this, they're doing that. Sitting through an hour-long show or a 2-hour-long show is really where you're going to get the maximum amount of attention. Anything outside of that is too much. And like I said, they've got it filled with, like the Rusev, Lana garbage.
Oh my God.
And, more power to Rusev and Lana. Like, they're really, really trying with the TV time that they're given, with Lashley as well. They're doing the best that they can with what they've been given, and that's their opportunity to be on TV. People have been going after them about it, and you have to remember, they're making a living. That's what they're doing. They're living the dream that most of us have, and they're doing the best with what they're given. I just wish they were given something better, because Rusev is far more valuable than that.
Yeah. I have my takes on the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, I know it might not, be as same as yours, but hear me out when I say this. To me, it's always been like a mid-card belt to me, like upper mid-card, whatever you want to call it. I still think it's one of the best titles back in my childhood when I watched Raw during the first brand extension. And by the way, the first brand extension, when they had, their own branded pay-per-views, like, back in 2003, remember Bad Blood? For Raw in 2003. Then they had Vengeance for SmackDown, and then they had SummerSlam for both brands to culminate. And then after that, Unforgiven for Raw, No Mercy for SmackDown, and then they had Survivor Series for both brands, and then they had Raw for Armageddon, that kind of deal. And besides, the fact of the matter is this: I wished everything could go back that way, because that was when, I loved the Intercontinental title back then. When it came down to matches like that, it became high profile. I mean, look at RVD and Christian in that ladder match, back in 2003. That was a good classic to me. And there were many others. I mean, I think the Intercontinental title is kind of a way where it could help you, build up your character. Look at Rollins. I mean, at least it did help them, but now, I mean, like, it's just, to a point. But I was thinking, like, if you want to talk about a title that shouldn't exist, Universal would be on the top of my list.
Yeah, the universal title is another one where,
It's like
again,
copy and paste.
yeah, you've got, I mean, and that's the problem with the brand separation and the way that they're running is you've got the same titles running down the run, and they're not utilizing them, and you've got so many champions and so many people, and the storylines are convoluted and all the different things that are running. That was something that I had to take. Like our first couple of shows that we did were 3 hours long, and I had to cut them down to two and a half at the most. I was talking with another promoter because he's got like 11 matches at some point, and I'm like, you're losing people. You got to bring it down. Like, it sucks that we can't use all these great wrestlers and all these great people that we've gotten to know, but it's the nature of the beast. Like, you have to keep your roster limited, and you have to keep people engaged and entertained. And I mean, they don't have to be happy, because what's the point of a bad guy if everyone's going to be happy? But you have to keep the end goal in mind, and that is entertainment. And when you convolute all these things with all this different nonsense, that's hard to do. And I think that's one of the things that's so great about AEW right now, is that, like, they're focusing so much on the wrestling. I mean, there's the storylines and there's some great things going on. And I may be a little biased because referee Aubrey Edwards worked for me for my first few shows. And I'm a huge fan, adore her to death. Like, I'm so happy for her success. Like, she is the best in the business right now, in my opinion. And there's so many great things that they're doing, but they're not doing everything perfectly, and nor will they. It's all just a matter of figuring it out and feeling it out and getting there. But I feel like that's the one thing that the WWE needs to look at, is they're focusing on an audience that is a little older. AEW is definitely the appeal for the younger, and so if they want to appeal to the younger, they need to get back to those things that they became fans for. I mean, most of the people working for that company were fans in the 80s. We were all kids at the same time, watching the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man and these larger than life characters. And that's where I'd like to see wrestling get back to, is like the fun. Like, just have fun with it.
Yeah. But instead of fun, we have all this politicking and all this, other garbage, going on backstage, including with recently what happened with Lesnar and McMahon. But I'll probably ask you that question another time. Brand, you have another question? I mean, I didn't think I'd be a smidge ahead of you. Just so.
Yeah, that's okay, Jordan. All right. Oh yes. I mean, with Reactivate Pro Wrestling. I mean, with those, like, many indie wrestling superstars from the Pacific Northwest. I mean, my gosh. I mean, I saw. How's Reactivate Pro Wrestling made it for you, along your success though with starting the company?
Well, we've had some snags. I mean, we're early. We're still early. I mean, we just had what we call our fifth episode, our fifth show. And speaking to some of the other promoters around who've been doing it a long time and kind of been where we are, they were saying their first 5 or 6 shows were kind of throwaways. Like, the huge advantage we have is that, like, the talent that we're using and the matches that we're putting out are amazing. My problem has been video. We have had hang up after hang up after hang up. Every episode there seems to be another video issue. Because if I could put some of this stuff out, I think we definitely see our fan base grow pretty quickly. And we've picked some great talent to work with, and we've had, kind of putting these olive branches out to the people that are, running this stuff around here, and trying to kind of bring a camaraderie to the whole thing. I mean, we're all in the business together. We don't have to compete. It's been fun. It's been really good. It's a learning curve for sure. I mean, learning every day, every time we do something is like, oh man, I wish I'd done this differently. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, we've had, I mean, a lot of I know a lot of the talent that you are a fan of in particular, Brandon. I know like we've had on our shows, you know, I mean, Mr. Merchandise Chase James is one who he's worked every one of our shows. Great guy. And, you know, that's the one thing about the Tri-Cities, though. What's funny about us is, you know, we're bringing these guys in from Spokane, Seattle, Portland, Utah, California, all these different areas. And people in the Tri-Cities aren't necessarily wrestling fans. They're just looking for entertainment. They're looking for something to go to. So what a lot of the wrestlers have liked about it is it forces them to be on their game, because these are not people who are fans of theirs already. They have to earn it. And that gives them a whole new challenge. And some of them are doing very, very well.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you this question, and I've already ranted about this like before we start our topics, but I'll have to ask you the one with another question about my second topic in a while. Anyway, what is your take on the whole Jordan Miles controversy that's happening in all this? What's your take on all this? Because I think it's ridiculous.
Oh man, that's a topic I definitely stayed away from. I understand where it's coming from, and there's a lot of things behind it that, you know, it's just such a tricky situation, because again, it's another one. I'm going to go back to this word. I feel like so much of the information is convoluted. Like both sides have different takes on everything and documentation here. Like one side says, oh, we have this. And then, you know, the other side, oh, we have this. And it's like, well, it just sounds like all of you made a giant mistake, even working together in the first place. And a lot of it's real toxic. I mean, it just, and call it one-upsmanship between the two sides. You know, it's like Jordan Miles, ACH, excuse me, he doesn't want to be called Jordan Miles anymore. ACH.
Oh God.
I mean, the slave name conversation, like, and I get it. He doesn't.
It's a gimmick. What it is. It's a freaking gimmick. You crybaby. Get over it.
So ACH posts his video of him quitting. That's just full of foul language and anger and I mean, rage.
And this, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and then
that is so over dramatic.
Yeah, well, and then the WWE comes out right behind it and says he was fired, he didn't quit. And being somebody who runs a few businesses, I mean, I know the politicking behind that. It's really easy for somebody to quit, and you jump in and say, oh no, you can't quit, you're fired. And I mean, it's just this whole, I mean, the real down to it politics of it is, if he did quit, if that is in fact the case, his contract is going to have him sitting. There's nothing he's going to be able to do. There's no promoter who's going to be able to use him until that contract expires.
Unless, of course, if it's, like immediately terminated on the spot.
Exactly, if he was terminated. So that's the different side of the story. If WWE, in fact, terminated his contract and terminated him like they say they did, then he's fair game and open. So I think the next few months are really what's going to, I mean, maybe even the next couple of weeks is really what's going to show like what actually happened. Because if he's getting booked on shows and doing things like that, hopefully promoters have done their research and know whether or not they're going to get in trouble. Because if a promoter uses him and he is still under contract with WWE, that show is going to be shut down so fast.
Not unless if it's being broadcasted live.
Well, like I said,
you make a good point about that.
Yeah, if he has a no-compete contract clause, which all of them do, and he quit, he has to ride that contract out before he can work. If they terminated him, like now they're saying they did, then he should be free and clear to go. It's purely down to like this political one-upsmanship between the two sides, and it's awful, awful, awful. And I just...
Oh, it's not just politicking. It's not just politicking. I'm sorry to cut you, but it's not just politicking. It's the fact that, okay, have you ever seen this show before, Rant and Rave podcast with Brandon Jordan before? Like, have you seen episode 4 yet?
I have not watched episode 4.
Okay, if you go to that and the 38-minute and 4-second mark of that video, that will be me ranting on him on this guy on so many levels. I'm telling you, the thing is, I caught this guy ACH, and I mean this, to know I've analyzed the situation. He not only lied through his teeth, saying that they didn't approve it, but then he did, and then all of a sudden he contradicts himself by putting other things on top of it that make no sense, and on top of that, he's adding others into it too. But the one thing that really pissed me off more was that he kept calling pause the race card. That's what really got me there, because let me tell you something. He even insulted Jay Lethal, calling him an Uncle Tom. I mean, for some reason, I'm thinking so the WWE in your mind is racist, but it's nothing, nothing too racist that what you call Jay Lethal. I mean, seriously?
Yeah. My hope out of the whole thing is that we're all just being worked. I hope that that's what's actually happening. I hope we're just being worked, and this is just a big. They got us all. I know that it's not, unfortunately. Yeah, but I mean, that would be my hope. That would be the best. If that came out, that it was a work and they got everybody, it would be the best. It would be the best rib of all time.
Yeah, and then my rant would have been all for nothing. Those rotten. Anyway, all right, Brandon, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Sorry to have to put you in that uncomfortable spot, Mr. Wild.
Oh, not a problem. I enjoy it.
All right. Well, Aaron, you're early in the business with Reactivate Pro Wrestling. And another thing is, if you had to book a former WWE superstar, what would that be?
Oh, wow. If I was
here and freaking grin when hearing about this, I want him to answer this.
Wow. If I could book, so it'd be booking anybody?
Yeah, anybody.
A former WWE superstar.
There are so many good choices. I mean, it's like a big question of who would be the biggest draw? Who would make me the most money? Honestly, if it could be anybody, it would be CM Punk, I think, right now. That would have to be the go-to, is because that is a guaranteed fan base, a guaranteed audience base. And honestly, he's a lot of fun. He's a fun guy to watch. And I think that would be my choice.
With WWE now.
Well, he's under contract with Fox, with FSN. He's not under contract with WWE. He doesn't work for them yet. I'm sure that will change. But I think just based on the hot topic, it would be him. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that used to work for the WWE that have been through, I know, Brandon, you're a fan of Prestige. We've seen, Simon Grimm, and recently seen Carlito, and, Billy Gunn's been through, and there's been all these guys that have come through WWE. Juventud, Chavo Guerrero, excuse me, Chavo.
Yeah, Juventud's one of them.
Yeah. TJP. I mean, we've seen a lot of really great talents go through there. So it'd be hard to say. That'd be a hard, like I said, I think right now, just because of the hot topic thing and the fact that he's still technically a free agent, would be CM Punk. It will never happen, obviously, because who can afford that bill here in the Tri-Cities? But
only a rich snob would, but who knows?
Right. Yep. I'm no Tony Khan.
Oh shit!
Did I go there?
No, yes, you did. It's okay.
Let's see what the future has with House of Glory. I mean, Master P's talking about throwing a bunch of money around at talent. Who knows? We might get another big competitor in there. He's got plenty of cash to throw around.
Man, but so above all, CM Punk would be the biggest draw.
I think so. I think for sure. If you were going to bring in anybody, I mean, if money across the table was the same, no matter who you brought in, CM Punk right now has the ability to make you the most money.
Okay. All right. Here's the question I was talking about in my second topic on this show. What do you think of the recent news of the backstage heated argument between Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar regarding the outcome of what could happen between Lesnar and Mysterio at Survivor Series for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship?
Oh, man. That's Brock Lesnar is always an interesting topic. Because it depends. I mean, there's a reason why he's given the run that he's given, and it's because no matter how much people hate him and that he's not on TV and he's not there and he's not doing this, he still sells merchandise and still sells tickets. And on a promoter's end of things, butts in seats is the only thing that matters. Butts in seats is the only thing that matters. It's what makes you valuable. It's what makes you important, regardless of the situation. I don't know. I guess I don't know how I feel about a lot of that, because being on the other side of it and being on the promoter end of things, I mean, it's kind of a volatile, tricky situation. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff with, Brock has other options. Like, he doesn't have to be in the WWE. He can do other things. And,
dairy farming is one of them. But then again, here's another problem for you. He can't go back to UFC because he keeps failing the piss test.
Yeah, but there's other companies. I mean, there's other things that he could do.
Like I said, I mean, like, still failing the piss test more than once. I wouldn't let him back into any other UFC company or any MMA company. I mean,
yeah, a lot of those companies don't care as much as the UFC does. The UFC,
they better start caring for health concerns and also for for legal reasons.
Well, you look at Bob Sapp. I mean, Bob Sapp went to Japan to do pro wrestling and mixed martial arts fighting, and had basically never bothered coming home because he was treated like an emperor over there. Brock Lesnar would be in the same boat. I mean, he could go over there and basically just have a kingdom at that point. Like, he would be the most popular man in the country. Yeah. So I mean, it's like I said, there's options there. I love Rey Mysterio, and I love the things that can happen in the WWE, but I don't know. That's one of those subjects. I don't think I know enough about it, honestly, to really vocalize an opinion other than, it's business. Business is tricky, and when you deal with wildly inflated egos, things tend to happen that don't go your way.
Yeah. And by the way, just so we're clear, when it comes down to business, you better do what the promoter asks in a way, because one, Brock does not have creative control, nor does he have any, only Vince has the final say on this. And you can agree with me on this one because you know this to be true.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's one place where I'm a little lax sometimes, is I give a lot of our guys a little bit of input, and we go from there. Because I trust them. I mean, I have a great core around me, and I don't have guys that are out there, going into business for themselves and doing whatever they want. I give them basically, this is the guideline, this is what I want to see, and they provide. And if they don't provide, they know it'll be the last time they're there.
Yeah, and here's something I've learned by watching Beyond the Mat. With the APW promoter, the late, God, what's his name again? Like Roland Alexander. That's it. The late Roland Alexander once said, "You have to be a prick in this business. If you don't, the wrestlers will walk all over you. Their characters are such, and their egos are such that they will just walk all over you. So if you think you could be a nice guy and a successful business promoter in professional wrestling, you better get out of the business right now."
Yeah, some of that's changed. I mean,
yeah,
Roland Alexander was an interesting character, a great guy, did a lot of cool stuff.
He was an accountant too.
Yeah. He and he was one of those guys who was pretty strict on, like, if you were training in the APW facility, you paid on time or you didn't train, and not every guy was like that. And that's,
if you don't pay, you don't play. That rule.
Exactly. And so a lot of guys, you saw a lot of schools back then when I was training, like, we didn't have much up here at all, but like around the country, you saw some of them folding because they weren't as strict about that stuff, and guys took advantage. People in this business will always take advantage if they can, but I feel like in this day and age, everybody's gotten more to the point where they want to work together versus against each other. So it is better now. Like, you can still be a nice guy in this business and succeed, but you do have to have a backbone. You have to be able to say no. You have to be able to put your foot down, because there are, and I know there's not a promoter in the Pacific Northwest that will tell you differently. Like, there are people who will take advantage. You generally don't bring them back.
Mm-hmm. All right, Brandon, you got a question?
Well, the fact of that is, what was like the success / worst, like any storyline from the Reactivate Pro Wrestling? What was it like, though? Any way, shape, or form? Like, what was like the worst, like say for example, best rivalry or a storyline?
Well, like I said, we're 5 episodes in. We've run a few things. I mean, we've got a couple of good ones. Like we started right off the bat with a couple. We just had. One of the reasons I'd like to get some of this footage out, even in the raw form that we have, is that the Fallen Flower Kikyo and Danica Della Rouge have been. This last episode that we had here in November, this was their 2 out of 3 falls. This was the third time they've met. And all of their matches have been amazing. Like I would put them on anyone's television program anywhere in the world, and you will have a fan base ooh and ah and be super excited about the two of them. What they did at Joker's Comedy Club for Reactivate Professional Wrestling was fantastic. I mean, all of those matches have been main event worthy. And so I jockey pretty hard for those two. Like when it comes to, the NWA posting out or AEW posting out that they're looking for certain things or certain people, I always throw those names out there and in hopes that someone sees it. And if I can get those matches out, that's the first thing I want to do is get those sent out to whomever I can get them sent to so people can see how talented those two are. At our last show as well, we had a last man standing match between JD Mason and Malcolm Flex, which went all over the room. I mean, up into the sound booth, crazy nonsense all over the building. I was sweating bullets. And
wow,
they've had a run as well in their various matches, and everything's been good. But again, episode 5, we thought we had all the video stuff dialed in. We thought everything was right where we wanted it to be, and the boom microphones didn't work.
Ooh.
So I have these amazing matches and amazing video and all this great stuff, and I have nothing to put it to. So I'm going to make a highlight film out of it is ultimately what's going to happen. And it's another one. I'd love to get that out to people so people can see these two big hosses just destroy the comedy club. Because I think you guys would enjoy it. I think you guys would. I mean, you guys in particular would love watching what those two did.
I mean, if it's hard hitting and it's real, very good and well technical and all that, especially with the maneuvers. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see some of this stuff. I mean, now granted, I'm not a former wrestler, nor am I a wrestling personality, although I have a persona because I'm using these specs right here. But at the same time, I'm really passionate about the business in a way. I mean, I'm more passionate than I've ever been in the last 5 years because, after the departure of CM Punk from WWE and all this other bull crap, with Lesnar, with him being on a part-time basis. Yeah, I mean, I'm more passionate than I've ever been. So that way I would love to see these kind of videos and these kind of matches.
Well, once I get that stuff out there, I'll definitely let you guys know.
All right.
All
right. Maybe there's, okay. Here's a question. All right, another WWE related one. What do you think of? What did you think? You know what? I'll probably say that question for later, but maybe that one will be for another time. I want to ask you this question that happened recently, especially that's been happening for about a year now. What do you think of the whole partnership between WWE and Saudi Arabia?
I don't care for it. I think it's one of those lucratively.
What are their events in general? What do you think about them, despite the partnership? Should have asked that.
What was the first one? The Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yes,
was awful.
Oh my God,
that was hard to sit through. They've been better since, and there's a few good things that have come out of it, but I think you still run into a lot of the various laws and the way that they, it's a cultural difference, which is the problem. Like we're a little more progressive on certain things. And so we take these huge issues with the way that they handle some stuff. But for them, it's tradition, it's law. And if anybody's ever heard me rant about tradition, I mean, tradition is a bunch of dead men telling you what you should be doing. And we really need to move forward, and I feel like they've made some moves and they've done some things, but I don't like the I don't particularly like the like Sami Zayn not being welcome, and having all
Oh,
these other
yeah.
issues, and good on Daniel Bryan for standing his ground and saying he was not going to go. I think it's
Well,
all down to personal belief,
obviously.
but
Well, not just that, but I mean, would you want to go there after you hear about them killing a U.S. reporter, like dismembering him? I mean, I
right,
wouldn't. No matter
right,
how
like
much they paid me, I ain't going up there. Screw that.
yeah, yeah. I like I said, I understand the lucrative side and the business side of it and the money,
Yes,
because I
blood
mean,
money.
wow, that money is incredible. But I feel like at a point, your moral code has to take over, and until certain things change and certain things are done, I'm with those guys. I wouldn't go either. Um, I've we all have the dream of, if you're a wrestler, you're whatever, you have the dream of traveling the world and doing all this stuff, but sometimes you have to put your foot down and say this is too much.
I guess as good as can be expected.
Anyway, yeah, putting your foot down is probably better than anything. Hey, Brandon, you don't mind if I ask another question? You can ask 2 questions if you want after me.
Yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
Okay, this is one question I wanted to ask you before I asked you about the Saudi Arabia thing. What did you think of Wrestle Freaking Mania 35 with that main event with Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair?
What did I think of it?
Yeah, because to me, it wasn't a complete success to me, and I mean, like, it's obvious that there is a few botches in there, and plus, half the people left the stadium, and yet, even though it was probably a great moment for Becky, still at the end of the day, it wasn't really what I'd call a great draw for a main event.
Well, so I loved I loved the concept of it. I loved everything about it. I
The build
think
up.
Yeah, I think you're, and the fact that they were main eventing was such a big deal, and I'm a huge advocate for women's wrestling. Like
Oh, yeah.
I try to make sure that we have at least one match on every show. I'm working on having more than one, um, bringing in more talent, giving them more opportunity, because there are and so, like I said, being a big advocate of it, and I'm a big fan of Becky. I mean, how do you not? I don't. I love how people bash on Ronda Rousey, but how do you not love Ronda Rousey? Like what she's done in the UFC, what she's done. I mean, the fact that Piper put his stamp on her, and he's one of the best guys I ever got the opportunity to meet. He was fantastic. And Charlotte she's a whole different monster. Like
Oh, boy.
she's just a talented human being, and I know I like I said, I catch flack for the fact that I I love what they're doing with all that, and the match itself I thought was overall pretty good. I mean, the finish was what it was, and there was a few things in there here and there, but again, you're putting these women in a main event of a WrestleMania for the first time, and that's a huge amount of pressure, and the way they handled it I thought was great. Your biggest problem is that pay-per-view was so damn long, and by the end of the
Oh,
night I was so bored with everything. By the end of the night, like I was so done with the whole show.
yeah.
um and because again, we don't have that kind of attention span as a society, sitting in that, and it was an East Coast show. So you're on the East Coast. It's what, 2 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock in the morning by the time the whole thing was done. Was it
Well,
late? What, later than that even?
it ended around like 12:30 in my era, I believe.
Oh, it's too late.
It
It's
was
too late.
7 hours,
Mhm.
counting the pre-show. I mean, like, how many? I mean, like, how can you keep people in a stadium like that? That's ridiculous.
And that's what I mean. This multi-brand, you know, they want to get everybody on. They want it to be fair. They want
And
you
people
just got to cut it.
are sometimes needing to go home because they have jobs, they have a lot of things to do. I mean, like, and all that. I mean, you can't keep everybody in a building forever, or in a stadium. I mean, if you ask me personally, okay, I get it. WrestleMania, I could think of it like being 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours long, but other pay-per-views, come on, let's go back to 3 hours because this is getting ridiculous. And if you want to make this brand extension look more legit, go back to what you did back in 2003 through 2007, like exclusive branded pay-per-views, like like you did before, like on a monthly basis. 1 month for Raw, next month for SmackDown, then the next month will be for Raw, and then the next month will be for SmackDown. And then there's a a co-branded pay-per-view. But instead, they keep biting themselves in the arse. I mean, they can't seem to get through their thick skulls that they're not doing things properly that should be done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from the time when there was 4 a year. You had WrestleMania, you had Royal Rumble, you had Survivor Series, and you had SummerSlam. And those were the 4. And you built up to those. And then when WCW comes in and starts doing one a month, the WWE throws in one a month.
And your house.
And I agree with you. I think if you're gonna keep the different brands, you need to go every other so that they have 2 months to build and try to get these storylines consistent and moving. And then at the 4, like I said, the 4 main, you take your top 4 storylines from each show, and that's what you run. Everything else can pre-show or whatever, but you take your top 4 storylines from each for WrestleMania, your top 4 for SummerSlam, your top 4 for the Rumble, plus the Rumble match.
The Survivor Series.
Yeah, you've got to kind of keep that stuff smaller, and that's the problem. Is they've done so much hoarding of talent and so much pulling stuff in and doing these things because they don't want people to show up on other shows. They don't want to lose the opportunity. They want to build this empire, but it's losing its luster.
It's touch.
Because everything is so much, and it's too much. Every Friday night, every Monday night, it's too much, and it needs to cut down just a little bit.
Well, Monday nights, I would say, yeah, that's too much. I mean, come on, go back to 2 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, like, maybe, come on, if they were to somehow reach a deal where they could have been commercial free, like every week for 2 hours, that would have been pleasant, and that would have been best for business. By the way, David 3000 just commented saying 2018 World Series Game 3 was 7 hours and 20 minutes.
Yep. Yes, it was.
Well, see, there goes more power to more people who want to go that long. I mean, like, hot dang, dude.
No, and most people didn't. A lot of people left. They did not ride it out.
WrestleMania this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. All right. Do you have any 2 questions to ask him?
Actually, I do. All right. The first one I'm going to ask you, Aaron, is what is your favorite wrestler growing up as a kid?
Oh, I remember this one, Drexel, but I want to hear this one.
That would 100% be the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I had started watching.
Last name Man.
I had started watching wrestling with my grandma. My grandma was a huge fan. She would yell at the TV when the Iron Sheik was on, and she would, she little 80-pound grandma swearing at the television. But so that was like my thing with wrestling. So I was so enthralled by her and like got into it that way. But for me, it was WrestleMania 5. It was the Mega Powers match, the Macho Man versus Hogan. And that was the match that made me want to do it and made me want to be a fan and made me want to be a part of the business. And I was Team Macho Man. No one else was. I was the only one.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Excuse me a second. Hey, go ahead and ask him the other question. Right back.
All right, sure. Go. Okay. All right, another one. What wrestler inspired you to become a professional wrestler back in the 2000s before becoming a promoter of Reactivate Professional Wrestling from last year?
So a lot of my inspiration as a wrestler itself, it came from Bam Bam Bigelow. He was a big guy that could move. I liked his look. I liked everything about him. I mean, I liked a lot of those big guys like him and Big Boss Man and Earthquake and Tugboat and it was always fun watching some of those guys. And so I patterned a lot of myself as a wrestler around Bam Bam Bigelow. Being a promoter, it's always been like when people would ask me what my dream job was, I would always show them a picture of Vince McMahon. Like that was, that's my dream. That's what I want to do. And so I felt like promoting after, because I took a hiatus from the business after wrestling and moving into promoting. There was a time I really didn't even watch. I just kind of, was around. And I've dove back in full boat. I mean, it probably drives my wife crazy. But
congratulations on that.
yeah, because I'm all about it. I mean, I bought a ring and I did all this other stuff, and I think she just rolls her eyes most of the time. But like I've always looked at even the Vince McMahon character, not even just Vince McMahon the business owner, Vince McMahon the character. I've always looked at that and said, man, I want to be at that point where I can go on TV or I can go out on stage. I can say whatever I want, do whatever I want, and everybody's going to eat it up. Whether they love me or hate me, it doesn't really matter. And so he was definitely a big, or both. And both is good. I'm okay with both.
Mixed reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Yeah. So I keep getting asked, because one of the storylines that we have running is Aaron Fowler, who used to own Big League Wrestling, Big League Wrestling and Lucha Libre in Yakima.
Are you sure it's Big League or Big Time?
That was Big League.
Okay.
His was a company in Yakima. He has taken on a wrestler by the name of Ryan Anthony Duran, and is kind of mentoring him. And because he used to run in Yakima and folded because of support issues and things like that, Yakima wasn't great about coming out to shows. He now calls himself Aaron the Greater on my shows, and calls me out on a regular basis. So we have this back and forth where he'll one up me, I'll one up him. And so I get asked a lot of times when I'm getting back in the ring. I have made it a point that I would like to wrestle one more time. And I have a list of maybe 5 or 6 guys in the Pacific Northwest that are on that list that I would like to work with.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, if number one on my list is Dirty Doug Alt from SoCal Pro. He and I have known each other for a long time, and he's someone who's very near and dear to me. And if I was going to do one more and be done, he would be my number one choice. But I get asked all the time when I'm getting back, and I've said before, I won't work in a Reactivate professional wrestling ring. If I go and I work another match somewhere, it's going to be for somebody else.
Well, if you're gonna do that, make sure there's good story built up with it that makes the match real good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, that's about it. Like I said, it's my inspiration as a wrestler was Bam Bam Bigelow, and again, I modeled a lot of. I mean, I used to, I was 6'4", 260 pounds doing cartwheels, and I had a couple of big kicks, and my knees took a toll from top rope plunges that I shouldn't have been doing at my size, because not everyone can catch you. I believe I can fly. Yeah, but I didn't care. I was pretty reckless, and
who isn't?
Loved every second of it. So.
Well, who isn't reckless? By the way, I got the shirt just to humor you.
I saw that.
Let me do my impression real quick. Ooh, yeah, I am the Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey, sky's the limit and space is the place. Ooh, yeah.
That's a good one. I like it.
Yep. Anyway. Well, I think we have enough time for more questions here and there. Okay. By the way, well, since we're on the discussion of the late great Macho Man, I want to talk to you about maybe 2 of what I think are considered one of my best Macho Man WrestleMania matches ever. Okay. The one I would have to say, which is like probably second to the one I'll reference in just a bit. What do you think about his match defending the Intercontinental title to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 in Pontiac, Michigan.
What was the question? I apologize.
I said, what did you think? Well, it's like a two-part question, like regarding his WrestleMania matches, the one I consider that are the best. Like, what did you think of Randy Savage's match against Ricky Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 for the Intercontinental title?
Definitely a highlight of the show. I mean, and I thought WrestleMania 3 top to bottom was pretty good. But anytime you had the Steamboat in the ring, like, you were going to get a good match. It didn't matter who he was in there with. I can't even think of a bad match I've ever seen of his. At least not on a WWE stage.
Yeah. He was more popularly known in the WWE than he was in NW. Well, not. I'm sorry, dog. Seriously, quit distracting me. He was more popularly known in the NWA, WCW than he was with WWF back in the day. I mean, like, I hate to say that, but it's actually the truth.
Yeah.
But that match in general, it does make, him memorable in a way for the WWE. No offense to that. I mean, no offense to his matches with Flair and all those other guys back in the NWA days, but All right, and this is one I probably think is one of my right next to Hogan and Warrior at WrestleMania 6, which I believe is like one of the best matches that has ever been booked right there. This one actually makes it more worthwhile watching. What did you think of the Macho King, Randy Savage, versus the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 7, where the loser had to retire? What did you think of that match? You must have seen that one.
Oh yeah. I mean, that one was a little bit slower paced than I was used to with the Macho Man, but I felt like the story was so good. I mean, it was so good and so well done between the two of them. And that was kind of I was never a Warrior guy, never. And I don't really know why. I go back and watch, and I think maybe like older me, like, I get really into his promos because, I mean, they're crazy and don't make any sense. And I love every second of them.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a Warrior fan, at least as far as his work went now. Obviously we have very differing views on, life, but it was like I said, it was a lot slower paced than I was used to with Savage matches. But I mean, he dropped 5 elbows in that match.
Oh my God.
In 5 of them, and couldn't put them away.
They even put it in the showcase mode of WWE 2K15, Path of the Warrior.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool too.
Yeah, you as a Macho Man fan, like, you can't be any more like on the edge of your seat wanting to vomit than watching him get out of 5 elbows, like, and just not being able to finish it off. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, I'm telling you. In fact, what I heard, basically, it was Randy that made all this, go down, and how the match was going to take place, and where to go, what to do in the match, and all that. Him doing that, especially when it came to putting over Warrior in that sense, that was actually impressive. The way how he was able to plan all this, because he knew how to do business. Because if there's one thing I will always love and respect about Randy Savage, is this. He was the kind of man who knows how to do what was good for business, like how to put younger talent over, or put someone over to help, benefit the product and someone else's career. Just like with WWF, he did the same thing in WCW. He was always willing to do business. He was always willing to do things, never selfishly, mind you, but he was always, there for business.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at DDP's career. Look how it was with that robbery back in WCW.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And then there was other names to go along with it too. I mean, the list could go on and on and on. But the one thing that I think that kept degrading Macho Man's, a reputation, I believe, that when it comes down to business, would be Hulk Hogan, because of his creative control, not just, within the WCW back then, and we all know how that was, but especially with his politicking back in the WWF days, back in the late 80s and all that, it was even more horrible.
Yeah, well, and that's a prime example back to, like, what I've said before, and I say this a lot about anytime I'm talking to, like, a young wrestler or somebody who's wanting to kind of get going, is you have to make yourself important. You have to make yourself valuable, and that's where Hulk Hogan was so valuable back then. I mean, he was such such a giant thing. It was a matter of time before that whole situation, especially when he went to WCW, but even prior, when he was given that creative control and given those kind of things, like the ego's going to get in the way. It's going to
And the
happen.
money. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you're the hottest thing in the world at that point in
I
time. I
get
mean,
that. I get everything's all about money, but still creative control. My god, come on, really?
you always have to have
This is
somebody to
what
rein that stuff in.
I'm sorry. Uh,
But,
this is
Mhm.
what happens when you give a politician creative control in more ways than one. And even Hogan admits to this. And does he feel bad for most of it? He does, but there's nothing he can do about it. What's done is done. And if you want to see how more done it is, look on the WWE Network. It proves more points than anything. But
Yeah,
because of that,
absolutely.
I will always admire Macho Man's career more than anything, because at least his career was more business than it was selfish, you know? Now, his character can be selfish seen on television, but backstage, he was all in for business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, by the way, if anybody is a politic within the business who wants to think differently, I'm waiting. I'll be patiently waiting. You want to know why I'm well outspoken and why I'm well liked is because I happen to know a thing or two about how things in wrestling should work for most of the time, and also I am freaking open-minded, unlike most people who want to play the CC card and what that stands for, creative control, or rather the CCC, the creative control card.
Yeah.
So anybody who has a different opinion thinks that I'm wrong, because even though I know I'm telling the truth, especially Mr. Aaron Wild here, just try me. Because I would love to hear your opinion and how you think that I'm full of crap, because of the fact of the matter is I'm not, and I know I'm speaking from experience because I've seen these kind of political problems before. You want to know something else even more mind-boggling is the fact that when people say that, and I know you might have a different opinion on this, Aaron, when people say like John Cena politic, let me tell you something. First of all, it was always Vince McMahon's final say. What he did, John Cena went along with it. It didn't matter how stupid it was. It didn't matter how much heat you get from the fans. It's always Vince McMahon's final say. Now, Hulk Hogan is a very different story. I mean, like, you know how long he ran the ball for 9 years, the Hulkamania era? 9 years. You know how many years John Cena went for? 10 of them as a main eventer. And because of that, I think John Cena would probably surpass Hogan as a real face of the company. And plus, yeah, it's probably for the best that we all see that, as a good model for, how to be a real main event caliber wrestler, even if you're being told what to do, regardless of how the reaction would be. But anyway, I just wanted to ask you more about Macho Man's matches. I didn't mean to go too far with this. Okay, but still, what's your take on what I just said here?
I think a lot of it's pretty right on. It's like I said, when a guy escalates to a certain point, you're always going to have people who are going to say things about him or like, I got put down by that guy or held back by this guy or whatever it may be. It's not entirely true, because ultimately at the end, your promoter, your booker, like those are the people who are making that decision. Say what you want about the Montreal Screwjob. Shawn Michaels did what he was told. Mm-hmm. Good little soldier, did what he was told.
Yeah, that's when every Canadian for all this career kept booing him, saying, "You screwed Brett, and all that stuff. But anyway, Brandon, do you have a question?
Yeah, I know we got to wrap it up from here. So, I'm going to ask this one. Special shout out to anyone like who wants to follow you on social media, and same thing with Reactivate Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, so you can find Reactivate Professional Wrestling on Facebook at Reactivate Professional Wrestling. We're also on, Facebook.com /Reactivate Professional Wrestling. You can find us on the web at reactivateprowrestling.com. Which happens to have our merch store. We got a lot of great shirts up and things like that. I've been blessed with great designers. Twitter, we're at Reactivate Pro NW. And our Twitter feed is a little bit of a here's some newsy stuff, here's some wrestling stuff. Oh, by the way, say something stupid and I'm going to roast you. So I do have a little bit of fun with that. You can also find me on Facebook at the Aaron Wild and on Twitter at Aaron Wild Music, because I am a big music singer type guy too. So I'm all over the place. The YouTube page is launching hopefully soon, which is where we'll have all that stuff. But yeah, you can find me all over the place. Just reactivate professional wrestling in a Google search will take you to everything.
All right.
Well, one more question for me, and then maybe we can end this on a high note. Okay. Now, if you were if you were running things in WWE, who would be the two men? I know. I'm not trying to say trying to be too pro men instead of women, but still, at the end of the day, it's always traditional. I know you hate tradition, no offense. But if there's two guys who you think are good enough to main event WrestleMania, like in the current roster now, who'd those two guys be, and which title would you prefer to be in the main event? Like any world title, the world title or the universal title?
It depends. I mean, if you're, like I said, if you're really going with the storyline guys and things like that, honestly, I don't know that I would pick two.
To face each other. One would be the Rumble winner, the other would be a world champion.
Well, picking a world champion, obviously, like you've got. I mean, boy, my choices aren't real great right now, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I know everybody's all Fiend this and Fiend that, and Bray Wyatt this and Bray Wyatt that.
Okay.
And I love the look, and I love it, but I feel like it's too quick, too much, too fast. I mean, not that he's hasn't been around for a long time, and it's a ton of hype, but I feel like when the guy who has the title is the guy that people want to have the title, people stop watching. So that's my take entirely on something different, but. I think if I was going to put two guys main eventing for a title that are on the current roster, man, there's so many good choices. But I'm more sold on a lot of the NXT guys and the tag team guys that aren't really getting shots. So that's a hard one for me. Probably Dolph Ziggler and anyone from the NXT roster.
What about Johnny Gargano?
I think I like Johnny Gargano quite a bit. I think he's I mean, even though they're both on the heel side of things, I'd love to see Dolph Ziggler and Tommaso Ciampa go. I'd like to just see the two of them just go.
Yeah,
because I feel like that would be so much fun to watch.
Goldie versus Goldilocks.
Yeah, I think that would be a fun one to watch.
Yeah,
we probably won't ever see it, but.
Well, we might see it one day, just not at WrestleMania in the main event.
I don't know that Dolph will be around long enough for it to happen.
And who's to blame for that? Because of obviously of his other title reigns that were nothing but gobshite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They should have never kept him as the world champion after 30 days, especially when he got the concussion. Vacate the title, just take it off him if he wasn't going to make it for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean that's the tradition mindset I have. If you don't defend your title in under 30 days, you're done. You have that stripped off you, and you're either suspended until further notice.
Aleister Black and Bray Wyatt. Final answer.
Ooh.
You
know what?
Aleister Black and Bray Wyatt.
You know what? I'd love to see that.
I think it needs to happen this year.
No, next year. I think maybe.
Well, next year, 2020.
Yeah, because 2020 is like the start of a new era, the 2020s. Because the 2010s, what's your take on it? Because I don't think it's been pleasant, except for moments that have happened here and there that have been good, but not all of it pleasant.
I think you got to look at the bright spots. If you sit on the negative spots for too terribly long, I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, if I hand you a cactus, you don't have to sit on it.
Yeah, or even better, if you don't have a toilet seat, I ain't gonna let you sit on it either.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's better to focus on what was good, like the good things that came out of it,
instead of the
and
negatives.
ride with those.
Focus on the positives instead of the negatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that wraps it up for today for the birthday edition and 6th edition of the Rant and Rave podcast with Brandon and Jordan. Once again, happy 21st birthday to you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Yep, happy birthday, Brandon. And by the way, I have to thank you for my 6-year-old at the last Prestige show chanting golden showers. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to have a conversation with him that there's certain things he's not allowed to say around his mom.
Wait, what was this now? When was this? Wait, did you say that? Like in front of his kid?
He had a sign and everyone chanted it.
Yeah, I'm not joking.
Including my 6-year-old.
Oh my God.
So we had to have a talk that there's certain things that you're allowed to say at a wrestling show that you're not allowed to say anywhere else, and you're never allowed to say them in front of your mother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for that.
You know what, Brendan?
Yes, Jordan?
Come here. Listen to me. You did this to a 6-year-old. You showed the sign to a 6-year-old. I mean, I'm not asking for a cookie. I'm not asking for your opinion at this time. I'm just simply asking you, what the crap?
To be fair, the rest of the crowd didn't have to chant it.
Yeah.
But they did. And at a Prestige show, I expect that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're fun. Those are fun shows.
Yeah. It's like another thing. You can't say the word nugget back when Owen Hart was still around, God rest his soul. It's when Foley's kids would chant that, it was like a negative towards Owen because it's like calling him a turd. But however, still, at the end of the day, it's just kind of like some words you can say and some words you can't.
Yep.
But anyway. Oh, by the way, even though I don't want to do this, but hey, Aaron, are you in for a special song by any chance?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Done. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Brandon. Happy birthday to you. And man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Well, what a great show we've had. A lot of unexpected moments, and especially funnier ones. And me having to change from my AEW shirt to my Macho Man tee. Still, at the end of the day, I consider this a good success. And we actually made it through 2 hours and 22 minutes into this. But now it's time to say our goodbyes. With that being said, if you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give it a thumbs down. Please be sure to leave any comments and all that. Please share the video with other social media platforms to get people to talk about us and watch our shows. Also, please subscribe to Brand Martin and hit the notification bell and be known when he's going to upload or do live streams at all times. Goes same for me, Jordan Little. That's J0RDANL177L3. Like with Brandon, hit the notification bell after you subscribe to me so you can know when I'm about to upload some content or do some streams. Also, to the Aaron Wild, please be sure to watch Reactivate Pro Wrestling, and be sure to just check him out on Facebook and everywhere else too, and watch his shows. And with that being said, God bless you all. Have a great day and an even better tomorrow.
Yep. And thank you for Aaron Wild joining us here on the podcast.
Want to give out a special plug-in too, might I add, even though I've already given it, but if you want to do it for everyone.
Yes, don't forget to check out all 6 episodes of the Rant and Rave podcast with Brandon and Jordan. Will be in the playlist below on my channel as well. And if you missed out on any episode, hey, feel free to check them out if you have the time to do so. And with that being said, we will see you guys next time for the 7th edition of the Rant and Rave podcast. Bye-bye, folks.
The Rant and Rave Podcast Archives.